So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2021 RAM 1500 TRX, and I'm going to showcase everything about the interior of this thing. So starting like normal from left to right, you got your normal window switches, door locks, you got your door latch, you've got different settings for the seating for the driver, you've got Harman Kardon speakers top and down below. I'll show a better look when I show the passenger side door. To the right of that, you've got your lighting, the dim level for the gauges, you've got a parking brake latch, and you've got two buttons which bring the pedal box away and closer to you should you need that. Moving up to the gauge cluster, you've got nice TRX branding up top. In the middle, you can cycle through a whole bunch of information. So on the vehicle info screen, starting from the left, you got tire pressure, coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure, oil life, battery voltage, intake air temp. You get a live feed of the torque of the engine, live feed of the horsepower of the engine based on your right foot for both of those, the air fuel ratio, boost pressure, the coolant temp, and just a summary of all those gauges. And I'll also show another way you can see all those gauges on the nav screen over on the right. But you also can just have a speedometer, speed warning. As you can see by the digit right there, there are 12 different pages that you can cycle through. Settings, messages, audio, trailer tow. So there's 4 options: trailer trip, trailer brake, trailer light check, trip info between trip A, trip B, your fuel economy, 2 different screens there, driver assist, performance, it'll show, let's go all the way over to the left, speed timers, drag timers, braking distance, current G-forces, peak G-forces, a lap timer, lap history, and the top speed achieved in this vehicle, which I will say was not me. If somebody who had it before me hit that speed. Got an off-road screen, shows what the drivetrain is doing. This is a pitch and roll. Basically, it will show the angle in degrees of the vehicle, and wheel articulation. And back to vehicle info and the speedometer. I usually leave it on the vehicle info screen. Honestly, usually leaving it on just the horsepower screen, just to show what it's doing. Over on the right of that screen, you can see the range that you can achieve with the current gas that you have, and as well up top here, the temperature outside the vehicle. You got your battery voltage right here, and temps right there. Obviously, you've got the tach over on the left, another gauge for temps right there, speedometer over on the right, and the fuel gauge below that, obviously, and showing the little arrow, gas tanks over on the left. Moving back to the steering wheel, how I was controlling everything I was showing you is over here on the left. So if I was going left and right, that'll stick in the page that you're currently on, and up and down obviously cycles through the different pages. So like I said, there's 13 different pages you can select. You've got your phone options to the right of that. You've got different cruise control settings for the vehicle. Behind the steering wheel, you will notice that there is paddle shifters. So they're kind of interesting in the design that it's not one full paddle shifter. I'll try to give you a view behind the steering wheel. It's kind of split up, kind of, if you were to think of what the Spider-Man emblem looks like, it kind of is like that. So it comes in and then comes back out, allowing you to control the buttons on the back of the steering wheel. There's a tuner button on the left, and there is the volume button on the right behind the steering wheel for ease of access to change what you're listening to. Give you a look at the steering wheel. So this has the optional carbon package, so it has carbon fiber on the steering wheel, nice Alcantara steering wheel as well. To the right of that, you got carbon fiber on the dash, and then you also have your start-stop button. Below that, you've got the TRX button, which I'll press that and show you what it does. It's basically brings you to the different drive modes of the vehicle, and these 2 buttons will allow you to quickly cycle through the drive modes without having to go to that page, and you'll see them up on the screen, which I'll showcase in a second. Down below that, you've got your 4-wheel drive mode selector. So you've got 4-wheel drive auto, 4-wheel drive high, an axle lock button, and 4-wheel drive low. To the right of that, you've got a fun button. It's the launch control button. You push that, and then you put 100% on the brake, and you'll see a little screen pop up. As long as the steering wheel is straight, you can put 100% on the gas and then let go of the brake, and then you go as fast as the vehicle can. So I'm going to push the TRX button, and that brings you to the drive mode screen. So you can select different modes. I'll have a more detailed drive modes video, but sport, tow, snow, auto, custom, mud, sand, rock, and Baja. While I'm here, you also have the performance screen, which, starting on the dashboard screen, shows you all those gauges that I cycle through on the information cluster, but you can see them all at the same time over here. You've got different lap timers, more gauges, G-force screen. I like this screen for dyno and engine. Basically gives you a live shot at what the engine is doing. So even though I'm park, if I give it a little blip, you can see it kind of gives it a little graph or chart. And then vehicle dynamics, showing the wheel articulation, steering angle, things of that nature. You can also snapshot what happened at that moment. There we go. I'm not pushing it hard enough. I'm just going to go to the home screen real fast. This is what your home screen will look like. You can adjust it to what you need, but usually I'm usually on one of those performance screens that I showed you. You've got your media. I'm currently on Sirius XM, but you can also switch between AM, FM, Bluetooth, USB. You got the controls for the heated seats, vented seats, the heated steering wheel, the mirror dim, backup camera. You got the surround camera, forward camera. You can pretty much select every camera. Climate controls are accessed digitally up here as well. You can, turn up the temperature, and they can be synced together, and also the fan controls. Nav, phone, I don't have connected because I'm recording right now. If I were to quickly click the surround camera and just show you, these are the different views. I'm currently in an empty parking lot, but you can see whatever you like. The Uconnect Apps. This is the TRX button quickly gets you to the TRX app, but these are all the different apps, which is basically just different pages of things you can do and quickly select. So for example, if you wanted the heated steering wheel, you could go into the Uconnect app, or of course you can select the climate controls, but this is the example performance pages. All those things are hidden in the app section. Got a trailer brake. You've got traction control button down here, parking sensors, off rear. I really like to turn off the parking sensor because backing into my driveway, it's there to help me, but in that case, I don't want it to grip up and lock up the steering wheels. Lock up the brakes just when I'm pulling into my driveway when I'm in complete control of the car. You've got 6 different auxiliary buttons down here. Now that is very useful for any off-road situation. If you want to, put some lighting, off-road lighting, different off-road appliances that you may need, you could tie them to these buttons and plug them up. Below that, you got a nice little cubby hole. You got USB-C and regular USB on both sides. You have an auxiliary port as well. This is the RAM charger for your cell phone, wireless charging. And this is all a cubby hole as well. You got 2 cup holders, which can be hidden behind a carbon fiber cover. To the left of that, you've got the gear lever. So you got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Push the button to change gears, and if you are in drive, you can push it over into sport, and you can select gears from here, or of course you can select the gears on the steering wheel. You have a little cubby hole behind that. Then you've got your armrest, which features nice TRX branding. It says designed by FCA, Auburn Hills, Michigan. It says it's a V8 motor, supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi. It says the supercharger is a 2380 cc twin screw and horsepower 702, like everybody knows. Features the VIN number and the boost pressure, which says 11 psi. And it's a nice metal screen. Of course, I love Alcantara, and this features Alcantara on top of it as well. So this is a two-phase armrest. So first phase, you pull this one up, and you've got a nice little cubby hole featuring a USB port as well. It's like maybe 2 inches deep. And then you also have another section. This section features a cool measurement hidden on the back. And down low, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a TRX and there is a T-Rex dinosaur in front of it. And this is a very deep cubby hole as well. You got spots to put change, should you wish to do that. And you got a 115 volt port right here. You can, of course, also pull up, if you get this dirty, pull up the rubber inside mat to clean it. Moving to the passenger side, you've got a nice carbon fiber TRX branded cubby hole. So you push this button right here, it releases the cubby hole, but also there is a glove box below. I promised a look at the Harman Kardon speakers, so you got down low and up top. Give you a look at the TRX seats, branded above. The second row. This does not feature a sunroof, but does feature some buttons up top. SOS button, you know, button for the rear window, things like that. Rear hitch. But that is basically the interior of the 2021 Ram TRX. Thanks for watching.